What's up, everybody? This is Phil Rogacki.
And I'm Jared Abergina.
You're listening to Two Tree Guys Podcast. What's up, everybody? Phil Rogacki here with the Two Tree Guy Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time ever listening to the show, we have different talks that we talk about on the show. This is for the tree care industry. This is for the everyday man, woman out there in the industries and that's in the tree care world, that's industrial world, industrial athlete. We bring industry badasses on the show to talk about products, talk about safety, talk about our training, multiple different podcasts that we have. And we have a podcast called What's Your Story, where you have a chance to get on here and tell your story and who you are. And how you got in this industry and the ups and downs and ins and outs. You never know where this goes when you listen to it and how it could help you out there and what you can learn and grow in our business. So, today we're going to be doing a gear talk. And our gear talk is just an in-depth exploration of, tree care gear, comparing different products in the market, providing insights, new things that are coming our way. The good, the bad, ugly, what we like, what we dislike on there. And we have a gentleman here today, Mr. Austin Dean from Studson, Studson Incorporated. And Studson Incorporated, he's based out of Portland, Oregon. And we're going to be doing a little talk here about safety meets innovation, about Studson industrial safety helmets. And to go back and tell a little story here, guys, is I met this gentleman at the World of Concrete in Las Vegas. And what caught me was this wasn't a normal construction looking hard hat. So I go, that looks like a tree care hard hat. And at that time, I don't think you were in any tree care whatsoever. Nope. So I was like, that ain't normal. Let me look at that. And got a conversation. He sent a couple helmets out to us that we were able to put with some team members to be able to use. And it's cool. Like year and a half, 2 years later,
I think 2.5.
You just stopped by the booth and came chat with us at TCI Expo. So I was like, let's get on the podcast, man. Let's break down this. Let's talk a little bit more. So he's here today. But before we dive into this, there's a fee to our show. And that fee is share it, man. You get something out of this. You learn something. Share it. Put it out to the world. Tag a friend to it. Reach out to Studson. They're on Instagram at Studson, Studson. Tell them you like their products. If you don't like their products and you bought it, tell them what you don't like about it. That's how we improve and get better. But I'm excited to hear about the products and to hear what you got and what's the latest, greatest, and what you've innovated and changed since the last time I talked to you. So welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
What's up, Austin?
Having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your first podcast?
That's right.
First podcast. Gosh, I have a lot of first timers here.
Yeah.
Won't be your last time. Won't be your last time. So let's dive in.
Yeah. Well, this all started from a skiing background. The founder and myself, we got a ski racing background. We used to work for a ski racing or a skiing manufacturer, biking manufacturer of helmets named POC, P-O-C. And we're on the hill one day. This is about 5 years ago. And a general contractor who's a good friend of mine, mentor of mine, good friend of our founder, Ryan Barnes.
What's his name?
His name is Mike Greenslade. He runs Bremet Construction in Portland, Oregon. And he said, hey, does POC make an industrial safety helmet? We want to be the first contractor in the city of Portland to adopt helmets. And, at the time, industrial safety was just a standard hard hat, right? And nobody in construction had really gone to that spot. So Ryan,
when you say industrial safety, what do you mean?
So at the time, everybody in construction was wearing a standard hard hat that you've seen for 100 years. It's got a 6-point webbing, 4-point webbing system in the inside. It's got a gap about that big on top of your head. And there's really not much there to absorb anything. We got all these industries, skiing, biking, moto, equestrian, everything that you can think of that industrial safety's come a long ways. Head protection, there's so much out there.
Why do you think that was?
Well, I think at the first point, you've got velocity that you have at a whole different spectrum when you talk about skiing and biking. You're dealing with people going 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, right? And so I think that was at the forefront of it, and there was a lot of problems. Those problems were being addressed, but when you look at the construction world, those problems weren't being addressed. The average traumatic brain injury happens from 6 feet or less due to slips, trips, and falls because your hard hat flies off. It's pretty simple math, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we started to look into it. It's like, man, there's a heck of an opportunity here. So we set out to do one thing: bring technology that's available in industrial or in action sports into industrial safety. And so that's what we did. And when we first chatted, all we had was a first generation helmet that, you know, we were drinking out of a fire hose trying to figure out what we were doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward now 2.5 years.
Well, let's back up a little bit. Tell me about drinking out of the fire hose. Tell me about starting the company. What were the conversations that you two had in the beginning?
God, in the beginning, people would tell us we were crazy.
I mean, what you two talking? What were the conversations like?
So we were telling people how, you know, there's some traumatic brain injuries in this industry, and this is, again, kind of leaning just towards construction at the time, right? And we're talking about how there's all these traumatic brain injuries, and yet nobody's doing anything about it.
Did you guys just have conversations like, yeah, maybe we should build something like that? I mean,
everyone said that, but the first thing everyone said was, man, this isn't coming for 10, 15, 20 years. We're not getting the helmets. We're going to stick with our hard hats. And I said, all right, just try it out. And what we found was that people, I mean, I remember being on a job site once. This is probably about 2 years ago now. And it was about 15 concrete guys. And they said, I'd never wear that. I would never, ever wear that. And I said, all right, well, give me 15 minutes. We had a photo shoot going on. And we'll put these helmets on. And I always say the proof's in the pudding, man. So these guys put these helmets on, and I still, to this day, don't have those 15 helmets back. And those guys are wearing them. And these are as hard-nosed guys as you could think of, right? And so that kind of gave us a lot of perspective. Like, all right, we gotta connect with the individuals, the people that are using it, the core end consumer, and then let's go from there. Because at the end of the day, like you said, these are industrial athletes, which is a slogan that we say all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And these are people that I really don't care as much about the executive, the safety director. I care about the end consumer and what works for them, but more importantly, what doesn't, and what can we change and adapt to make a better helmet, to make a better product.
Gotcha. So you guys were like, we're going all in.
All in.
And where'd you even begin?
So we began in construction.
I know, like begin in designing, building, like, I mean, did you start searching for other hard hat making companies? Hey, can you make something for us? Do you draw pictures?
So we got a really good industrial designer. We got a good team around us, right?
Okay.
We got a lot of people that are coming from a company called Koroyd. And so
what's it called?
Koroyd. And that's
Spell
what Koroyd, Koroyd.
Okay.
And this is a hallmark. They made this actually found in aerospace. And they
describe that to
so
listeners.
this is plastic welded tubes that are extruded through heat to get to this final period right here. And what this does is this actually performs about 48% better in a pure impact than EPS foam. And EPS foam is something you see in all sorts of helmets all over the place, right? But the benefit of that is it's 95% made out of air. It's super light, it's super lightweight, but it's very, very breathable. So we have a lot of helmets that have just foam on top of your head. What we're able to do is not only put something that's superior from a pure impact data, but it breathes. And so that right there has been a big part. But the people and the designers at that company helped us a lot. And our feedback was, you know, we want to make a helmet, but we want to draw the heritage of the hard hat into the helmet. We want to say, hey, that guy is in construction, or that guy's in some kind of industrial trade, rather than that's a rock climbing helmet coming from a different industry. And again, at the time, we're dealing pretty much in construction. So we get the helmets in, and it took months.
So you started designing, working with them. Okay, they were coming up like, hey, this stuff works. This is awesome. It's being used out there. Let's use this. They were looking at the latest, greatest out of other industries and trying to put it into the construction industry.
Exactly. Make something specific for construction.
From there. So that you give a big kudos to this company working with you guys.
Major, and they know it too. We've got a great partnership with them.
They're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I should have come up with this.
So, well, and they're in tons of helmets, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do. They're an ingredient brand.
Okay.
But what we did was
ingredient brand. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing, yeah.
Ingredient brand.
Yeah.
Like
we have another ingredient brand in our helmets called Twice Me. It's a NFC chip embedded in the helmet, near field communication.
You're just putting all these ingredients to create a masterpiece.
That's right.
Okay.
So that houses your medical profile.
Okay. So let's so working with them, the design came in. You guys got the first design. It was shipped to you. How excited were you?
Oh my God! The founder of the company and myself started to get a little teary-eyed. It's been a long road, and
how long was that road?
2 years,
just to get the first product.
Yeah, probably just about
2 years just to get one of these to come to you to see if you like it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so you received it. You opened the box. You guys come over, open the box together.
Yeah. We actually it got stuck at FedEx at the DHL at the airport.
Kill you.
We went and knocked the doors down.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this for forever.
2
now
years.
This is middle of pandemic.
Yeah.
This is like, people thought we were nuts.
Yeah.
We're like, we got something here. And then we opened the box and we're like, we really got something here.
You knew it right when you see it.
Then we went to World of Concrete where I met you, and we just had samples, right?
So those were all samples when you see me.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even have product yet.
Yeah.
So 2 months after that, we finally got our product and we started shipping it out. And, with any product, there's problems. There's things that need to be fixed, things need to get better. But what we harped on from the beginning was we care about the end user, and we care about getting this product, understanding what's good, but more important, what's bad, what could be better, and how can we then take that and adopt that and make something even better along the lines. And so in the beginning days, the founder, Ryan Barnes, and myself, we'd be traveling. We'd go on a trip, and we'd sell 500 helmets, and we'd be all stoked. We'd be flying home, and it was like, all right, well, so who's gonna pack those up? That's us. Let's go. It's the weekend. We're packing them back up. Monday we go do it again.
Oh, man.
But that's the startup life, right?
Those kind of things, you just have to, don't forget those things.
Not at all.
You know
I
what I
actually
mean?
fondly look back on those days.
Sometimes you got to go back in and repack.
Exactly. They tell you I do try to spend as much time as I can in the warehouse.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And now when you say the founder, you guys skied together and everything. Why is he the founder and you're... And
so
are
he
you
brought
guys
me
partners?
with. No, I'm not a founder. He brought me with him. I was the very first employee of the company for a long time. It was just the two of us. But Ryan Barnes is he's the founder of the company. I've known him for almost my whole life, really.
Yeah.
I was an intern in college for him, and then he was like, "Hey, I got something. I want you to come with me." And I'm indebted to the guy. He the journey he's brought me on and trusted me to be on, especially when he's got everything on the line and he could have anybody else. Mm-hmm. The fact that he picked me to kind of do this with him, and I'm forever grateful for it.
Man.
Yeah,
good. You're employee number one.
That's right.
Yeah, nice. So okay, let's break down this helmet.
Yeah. So when you look at the inside of the helmet, what we wanted to do is we wanted to design it somewhat like a bike helmet.
And explain it as detailed as you can for everybody listening and driving right now.
So you've got something where if you just you've got two types of helmets, let's just say, right? You've got a traditional harness system where you've got a 4-point strap on the top, and that gap on top of your head, I mean, the first thing that's rated to break is the harness. And the gap on top of your head is going to cause more damage than good because there's nothing there to absorb any kind of impact, right? And so you got that 2 inches where you're essentially accelerating, not decelerating, right? And then but it's breathable. And then you've got helmets on the market today that just have EPS foam, which is great because that is a form of impact absorbing technology, right? And it's a form that we use. But now you have 2 inches of foam on top of your head, and it can be a little hot, right? And so we come from a world where in skiing, you go skiing for 5 hours, you go into the lodge, and you'll see somebody, eating lunch or drinking a beer, and they still have their helmet on. Like, why is that level of comfort where they don't even think about it not available today, when in this industry, people just want to rip the thing off the second they get the chance?
Mm-hmm.
So we designed with Koroyd. And so Koroyd, like I said, is superior from an impact perspective, but it's super breathable. You can see how translucent it is.
Yeah, and it's like I could smash it from the side, but you ain't smashing it down this way.
No. So I got a true story. I have a good friend who was mountain biking, and he hits a tree, and he got life flighted and everything, right? And he'd be dead today if he hadn't have a Smith helmet with Koroyd in it, right? And the Koroyd, I'm telling you, he hit the tree and got life flighted, and the Koroyd probably crumpled that much. And for those who can't see, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch.
Wow.
And that's how impactful it is, right?
Where's that helmet at?
He kept it. And actually, I connected him with the CEO of Koroyd so that they could share the story.
Wow.
So anyways, back to the helmet. That's what we do. And we put Koroyd in the 4 main critical impact zones. But because of the ridges like a bike helmet, the touch points that create heat are much smaller. And then everything is channeled out to Koroyd and then out the vents, right? And in a non-vented Class E helmet, it's the first one with impact absorbing technology that has air dispersion on top of your head, right? So that's kind of where it starts. Then we got an NFC chip, and actually this one was dipped, so the thing's gone, but an NFC chip right there, and that houses your medical profile.
What's it? NFC, what does it mean?
Near field communication. It's the same technology as tap to pay with your phone or your credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And so every helmet comes with a hang tag right there with a QR code, and that QR code will you can download the app and upload your profile to that chip. And all it does, it got dipped.
So I was seeing if I still have the app on my phone.
All it does is it houses your medical profile, and it's as much or as little information as you, the user, would like to use.
Now, why is that important?
You come around the corner and you find me unconscious, the last thing that you should be doing is trying to move my head or touch my helmet or find a note card that's inside the top of my helmet that says, hey, my name's Austin Dean. I'm a diabetic, let's just say, right? But in that instance, and I'm unconscious, that's something that you should know, right? And so we just want to make it easy. Now, there's a long ways to go here, but from an industrial aspect, from a arborist aspect, how can we grow it to like have documents up there, have training records up there, have, hey, you come a job site and John is certified to use this 3 pieces of equipment, but not the 4th, and to make it really easy. We're just in the infancy of this. There's a long ways that we can go, but Twice Me is another, that's the company's name, Twice Me.
Why'd you pick Twice Me?
So they were in POC. That was when we were back at POC and they launched there, and we were like, it was very close at the time. It's come a long ways, and we can see where it's going to go. But it's an impactful technology. It's a part of our story.
Yeah.
And so we really wanted to do that. But to kind of rewind a little bit, we get the product on the market, on the website, right? And I mean, this is early days of a startup. We're grinding. We're trying to keep the lights on. And all of a sudden we start seeing arborist after arborist after arborist purchasing on the website. We're like, man, there's something to this. And like,
I'm glad I told everybody and they started buying.
Exactly. But we're like, this wasn't our straight focus.
Yeah.
Our straight focus was, general construction. So all of a sudden we're like, man, what can we do to really grow this, right? And part of it was we wanted to have a helmet with a mesh visor and ear defenders and everything that could work together, right? Because we knew that that's popular. We look at, helmets like the Protos and others that have had everything all together at the same time, and we really wanted to make that happen. Now, it takes a little while. Any product takes a little while, especially when you're a small team, but now we finally have everything. And so what we did was like, all right, let's dive in. Let's see how we can really go into this thing. And so that's why we're here.
And I like the, the mesh on here. It's definitely a tougher mesh, it feels like, than the Protos. Protos dents up pretty easy, but this feels like I've got some movement on it a lot more.
Yeah, we want to make something that is durable, that lasts a long time. But I will say that, while we learned a whole lot in the launch of that helmet and everything that we did with that helmet, I talk about and I tell people how we listen to the people in the field. And again, this is a little bit more towards the construction industry, but I tell you, sitting here on this floor for the last 2 days, the amount of people that are excited about this new product is outstanding. This right here is the proof of what I say. This is us in the field learning about what works with our helmet, what doesn't, what people want to see. And this is what we launched. So we launched this in September, and for fun fact, like, this took 2 years to bring to market, and we were able to do this in just over 1, which is exciting, right?
It only goes faster.
Making better. We pre-sold about 15,000 of those.
Explain what that is.
So it's a full brim helmet. It's the exact same. So all Studson helmets are ANSI Type 2 helmets, right? There's not a job site in America you can't get on. And for those that don't know, Type 1 is a top impact and Type 2 is a side impact, right? Well, we wanted to, be at the top of the standards. We wanted to have the best product we could and the safest product we could, but everybody wants a full brim look. It's the old school look, right? And you got all these old cowboys in this industry that don't want to change.
Construction.
Exactly.
You are in construction. This
exactly.
Is what you do. This look here.
But what it does is it definitely brings a modern taste to an old tradition, right? And it brings all the safety with it. And again, like we are trying to say, is how can we have a product that we listen to those in the field and we continue to make it better? And we're not done, man. We're not even close to done. We're going to continue to evolve and continue to adapt and continue to really try to change the game to make this industry safer, because at the end of the day, that's what we want to see. That spot right there.
Yep.
So that is drawn from Europe.
Explain it.
A lot of people put a light in right here.
So on the back of the hard hat, there's a little gap, a little clip. So
yeah. So in Europe, a lot of people put a light there, and we've actually gone back and forth on development of one. In civil construction,
so you don't have one.
I don't have one for that today. No, we have a headlamp that has a 360 light on it, and that's kind of been.
So why'd they build it that way if you don't have anything?
It's a part of our look, and we didn't want to get rid of it. It's unique to us, and so we kept it. And a lot of times, like in general construction, we print a lot of logos, as you can see here, and we'll print an American flag on that back little spot, or a Texas flag, or a company slogan, or something like that. But it's unique to us. It's still something that we might go down. But in civil construction, like at night, you have to have 360 lighting, so that and oftentimes they'll have a different color on the front than on the back. So from a distance, you can tell what direction that person's walking.
Gotcha. So it's a design, but yet something's supposed to go in there.
Something could go in there. Yeah.
Could go in.
Yeah. Yep.
So why'd they design it that way?
Like I said, it's just kind of something that's been a part from the beginning. And when you talk about different unique features of design to our helmet that we wanted to keep unique to us,
Gotcha.
that was one of them.
Now, what about the ridges on the side and stuff and some of the design?
So originally it started right here with this helmet, and the inspiration came from a tactical knife. Trying to pull something from a tactical knife, like the handle of a bench-made knife.
Uh-huh.
And so we wanted to bring that. So that was kind of the beginning here. And so then what we did with this helmet is it's supposed to emulate like where your fingers would go, where your hands would go when you put it on. But it also draws from that tactical knife idea.
Just a little grip, little look. Okay.
Exactly.
And let's talk about, the front part here. This one a little bit better. The back little.
Yeah. The drip edge.
Drip edge.
Yeah. So again, we started this whole thing coming to construction, and we wanted to bring the heritage of the hard hat, meaning a couple different brims, into the safety helmet. And so that's kind of where it started. But we're in Oregon, man. It's going to rain for the next 9 months.
Does that little thing help you?
That's a big deal, right? Instead of just going straight down your back, now it goes off that drip edge.
Gotcha. But you also send where they can replace that, right?
Yeah, correct. So there's a replacement back piece that'll go flat back.
Yeah. So if you guys want the old look, or the look of, the pedestal or cask and out there, you can replace that for it to look like that.
Right.
If you're comfortable and used to looking that way.
Right.
So what's next on the innovation? Well, let me back up. On the tree care side, you're learning a lot. What are they saying about this product?
Well, it's funny how many people like this shield versus that mesh shield.
By far.
Kind of didn't really. It caught me by surprise just a little bit. That's a big thing. So, one thing that we're gonna do next is a little bit of redesign to the way this works. It works good, but we want to make it better. So a little bit of redesign so that just continuing to evolve. And
what is it? When you say redesign, what do you want to redesign on it?
It's some of the ways that the mechanism works specifically. Just always continuing, not to stay still. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't name one product here today that's just been the same since it came out.
Exactly.
So it's always going to change. It's always going to change.
But we're learning that there's an insane amount of opportunity, and an insane amount of the people in this industry have been wearing helmets, and they're passionate about their equipment, and they want to take care of their equipment. So we want to provide them the best thing we can.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that we've been working on lately is heat stress. So we partnered with Mission, and so a lot of people know what this is. This is just a cooling towel. You get this wet, you snap it, and it stays cool for hours, right? It's supposed to reduce the touch point.
What do you mean snap it?
You get it wet, and you kind of go like that. You shake it out, you snap it really hard, and I don't exactly know.
Really okay.
It stays cool. I mean, people have seen cooling towels for a long time, right? Well, we made a net cap with a nape that is designed with the same exact material. So you get this wet, and it'll stay cool on your head, under your helmet for hours. You can open that up, yeah.
Let's see this thing.
And we, unfortunately, weren't really able to get it in stock until the end of the summer.
Hey.
But that's a big thing, Heat stress is a massive deal, and I don't care what industry you're in. So how can we make it better?
Like it.
And then we got little things like, some cool looking safety glasses, and, just try to be a one-stop shop when it comes to anything above your neck.
Yeah, those are nice. I like those.
Yeah.
Those are sharp for that. Just doing it. It's pretty cool, man.
Doing all right.
It's super cool, I mean, like I was telling you a little bit ago is, when you send me a couple of them, I put it out in the field with the guys, have them use it. They liked it. I mean,
Twice Me.
Twice Me.
Yeah.
They really like that, but it's not, you need your company to adopt it, and make it a protocol standard that everybody has it. Because if one has it and two has it, it's just here and there, and people aren't used to using it and scanning it or knowing. And so it needs to be adopted as part of the culture as a whole.
Absolutely.
For a company from there if you're going to really utilize this. But this technology, out of everything I had, was I was excited about that, and I was excited about the Koroyd. Can I say it right?
Koroyd.
Koroyd.
Yep.
Koroyd. What does that mean?
It has a little bit of meaning to the founder, but what they've done in this industry and in industries abroad, right? I mean, they're in just about anything that they're in the base of car seats, they're in tips of skis and snowboards.
I've seen this shit.
It's
a lot of places,
all over the place, right? And so we're lucky to be with them, but they continue to innovate as well, and so to be. I think as an industrial safety helmet, what they have to show for an application into this industry is second to none.
Yeah, I mean, this shit is. So what's the impact, weight, speed? I mean, how much can this take?
Yeah, well, so that has a really small density or diameter, right? And inside the helmet, it basically can differ based on testing, and that's put forward by the ANSI standard, right?
Gotcha.
So there's all like that answer is kind of almost limitless because like right there and what you see in that block, wherever that block is.
I would say the lowest part. I mean, what's the lowest? I mean, the amount of impact that it can take anywhere on the helmet.
It's more than foam. So it's anything that you see out here today. I don't even know the exact data point detail, but it's more than foam, and it's because it performs like 48% better in just a pure impact.
So 50% better this is going to perform if you get smoked.
Just from like if you were to drop an anvil, you could see the data.
Nobody else has this in the tree care industry?
There's a few helmets out there that they've only partnered with, mostly in Europe. They partnered with one other one, and so maybe you would see some of them over there, but in North America, we are their premium product at that.
But you better make sure you lock it in that they only utilize you.
Exactly.
If not, they're going to use that real quick.
You can be assured of that.
Okay, good, man. No, these are cool, man. I'm excited. I mean, just the innovation that you guys created in a short amount of time in the last, year and a half or whatever. I met you at World of Concrete. You guys come a long way. This is awesome. Looks like somebody dropped something right here on the back of this one.
Yeah, you samples, man.
It's samples, man.
People get after it sometimes.
What's Zero Harm?
Zero Harm's a safety standard slogan put forth from Balfour Beatty.
Okay.
So Balfour Beatty's a hallmark customer of Studson.
Gotcha.
And we just show that helmet as a multifaceted. Number one, that's a big customer of ours. Number two, we appreciate them a lot. They were early on. And number three, it looks really good.
Good. It's awesome, man. Anything else? How do they find you? Where do they buy?
Yes, Studson.com. That'd be the first place to start. Anything that you guys need to find out there, we're more than happy and more than welcome to try to figure out how we can make a solution for you. At the end of the day, we're strong set in the idea of making this industry safer. And by this industry, I mean anything that has to do with a helmet or a hard hat, period.
Guys,
what we want to do is make it better.
This technology and the things they're putting in here, they're hungry. I mean, you guys are hungry. You guys are willing to do what it takes to disrupt and to grow your helmets in our industry and make it, maybe the number one, most purchased helmet out there in the field for our industry. And our industry is ever so growing. So give it a shot, guys. Try it out. See if you like it. And if you guys don't like it, message Austin and tell him it stinks and how to make it better. They need to hear this, and this will make a great product for you guys. It's not hey, this sucks, we're never going to use it again. Give your feedback to make this better, so it constantly not only helps them make a better product, but it forces the rest of the competitors in the industry to make better products and come out something. So we need competitors in our industry. We need other people innovating because that's how our industry moves forward for that. So, man, I appreciate you bringing your products, sharing them on the show. We're gonna do some stuff, working together on some things. Maybe we'll have some raffles on the 2TG podcast Instagram. Give out some stuff for you guys to try out, get your feedback. Also at the Academy, we're going to test some of these things out over on that side, see if our team and everything likes it. But again, appreciate you, man, spending the time with us. You guys know the fee. If you learned something today, go out there, share it, tag us in it, please. Tag Studson in it if you have it. I forgot one thing. You didn't talk about the strap.
Yeah, it's a fidlock buckle. It's kind of cool.
Fidlock buckle. So what's a fidlock buckle?
It's a magnetic.
Magnetic buckle,
like that,
super
right?
easy to use.
With gloves in a precarious situation, it's really easy to use.
I like it. There it is, guys. We're okay. We're going to end this now. So remember, continue to elevate the standard of the industry through safety, training, innovation. See you guys. Bye.